Here.
Commissioner Hightower.
Here.
Commissioner Webb.
Here.
Commissioner Goss.
Here.
Mayor Butler.
Here, this is a meeting called pursuant to the Open Meetings Act for the purpose of considering increase in the retail sales tax, and then we'll have a couple other items concerning employment at the Hub Recreation Center. Okay, you have before you proposed ordinance number 3674. This has to do with the municipal retailer's occupation tax. Now, in conjunction with that is ordinance number 3675, which concerns increasing the municipal service occupation tax. Now, these two ordinances go together for a total of 0.25% increase. It is done this way because it is mandated by the state legislature. Now, currently the city's total sales tax is 8.25.
8.5.
Total was 8.5 if you combine state, city, and the school tax. It's 8.5.
So with
Today.
this, 8.75. With this, it'd be 8.75.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, we have to remember that 1% of the 8 and fraction goes to the schools, school districts here in Williamson County. So the city is not receiving that full 8 and whatever it is. We must keep that in mind. Now, the ordinances that we have are the same that we've used in the past. They've been critiqued by the city attorney, and you'll see all the details laid out there. Now, having said that, does anyone have any question?
As far as the 1% that goes to the school, is that from the revenue that we raise? They get 1% of that, or?
They get 1% of the total sales tax.
Yes. Okay.
They don't get anything that we raise, but by referendum, the school districts get a 1% retail sales tax
Well,
through the county.
I understand what
All
he's,
of these sales
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
city. Right, and that's divided up
Yes,
between.
I understand what he means.
Karen, Carterville.
Well, it's very simple.
yeah, because most of the sales tax comes from the city of Marion.
Well, sure.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
effectively, we're going to get 7.75 for our needs,
That's right.
and not 875, 775 comes to Marion.
That's exactly right.
State, no.
That's a big point to make.
Be clear too, the increase does not affect any kind of vehicle or motorcycle sales.
No car sales.
Well,
Yeah.
or prepared food.
Or prepared food or prescription drugs either.
Yeah. Now, we're able to do this only because we have home rule. So that is something to keep in mind.
Itemize that again, Steve, what's exempt?
Yeah, vehicle and motorcycle, anything you need a license for is exempt. Then your 1% food which tax 1% doesn't change. Prescription drugs, it doesn't change either.
Neither does clothing or anything of that sort.
What on the clothing will, yeah, that is your general merchandise.
Okay. General merchandise does affect the change.
If you go out and eat, that will change.
Yeah.
Put it into perspective here. If you spend $10 on merchandise, it goes up 2.5 cents, $100 a quarter. I mean,
Does that make sense?
yeah, I mean, it can't be any simpler than that.
Yeah, well, I don't think that anyone will really notice the difference.
No.
Because if you're paying 8.5, say, now, and it goes up a quarter, you're paying 8.75. How many people are going to notice the difference? You're talking pennies,
Pennies.
actually.
Steve, is this being earmarked for any particular project or anything that's?
Oh, no, general fund.
No, it will be, that later on will be decided, right.
I mean, because we didn't do it last year as well. I was wondering if anything specific came up that we need to do it now.
That won't be.
Well,
yes.
I'll let Anthony answer that.
There are things that are coming up in the future that we need to address as a council and start earmarking money for. One of them is it OPED?
Yeah.
It's real wide.
Basically, it's retirees' health insurance.
Yeah, retirees' health insurance to simplify that. Here we are, we're mandated. It's an unfunded mandate. But we have an obligation to it as a municipality because we have employees that are covered by this. So this, and we talked, when Steve and I approached the mayor on doing this, this is one of the things that, we said that we can earmark this money for, some of this money for, is to help us start covering that obligation. Of course, we know every year that with our new formulas from the CPAs that our fire and police pension actuary obligations go up. So, here again, and then quite frankly, just the cost of doing business has risen and out of our control, and the needs for additional monies is very well warranted.
What's the cost, Anthony, of that retiree insurance now? Do you know?
We don't know. Well, do you know yet?
We're currently under pay-as-you-go versus
Yeah.
putting money into the
Yes.
trust. I've projected that for this coming year, that the employer cost, what the secretary is for retirees and those on disability, will be roughly $750,000.
Yeah, I knew that. That's a good idea.
in comparison to what it is now. What is it now?
Well, I mean, that's it, but this year,
Yeah.
right now, this coming year, it's gonna be $750,000 in the.
Yeah, but what was it for last year?
I know, it was, I don't know, 700,000, but it'll probably be close to the same because we had no insurance increase,
Okay,
so.
okay.
And this rate is what,
Less than that.
and this rate is what, like 600 grand or something? Is that what this would
No.
raise?
No. That's, actually, this comes into effect July 1st.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from July 1st to December 31st, it'll raise approximately $600,000.
So for a full year, 1.2 million for a full
Yeah,
year?
1 million
Yes.
to 1.2, right, depending
Okay.
upon
Yeah.
how well home rule does.
So would like the South Market project be one of the things this would fund then the,
No.
No.
We funded motor fuel tax.
okay.
Motor fuel tax.
And
That does not come out of the general fund.
How that got on the news, that this was going to historic preservation and most recently this morning, schools, is beyond me, but the schools have their own funding.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
I didn't understand.
Somebody was saying we're going to use all that money to rehabilitate the square. Where do these things come from, I do not know. Somebody got to be smoking something because they're hallucinating. If they would just pay attention to what happens with the council, a whole lot of confusion would be avoided.
So Steve, I understand it's 0.25% raises 1.2 million a year. Is that what you're
The
saying?
order of projection, yeah, 1 to 1.2, right, hopefully based upon our current year, if we meet our current year budget, then it would be, closer to 1.2 for a year.
So if we don't do this, are we expecting a shortfall of 1.2 million if we don't do this, or?
No, we don't expect a shortfall of 1.2.
So this is not necessary then to raise,
Yeah, it is necessary because our costs have gone up. But we know we have to anticipate future costs that are just around the corner.
I get that. I just want to make sure
Okay.
we're not doing this to offset any anticipated decreases in revenue. Because if we don't do this, in other words, I want to make sure we're not going to have a shortfall of 1.2.
If we don't do this, we'll be in the hole very shortly.
We may not this year, but in the future years, we will be, and that's why this come about. We've beat our heads around for a long time about the, raising of additional revenue, and Friday, last Thursday or Friday, I threw this out and told Steve, I said, well, walk across the hall and talk to the mayor about it, and just, it's just, I'm sorry, it's, I don't want to do it, nobody wants to do it, but the cost of doing business is caught up with us.
There are things you have to do.
And this is going, if nothing else, prevent the potential of a shortfall in the future.
Well, we will be putting some of this money in reserve in anticipation of the obligations that we're going to be picking up very shortly.
Yes.
But you have to remember, costs go up. Costs of everything, of materials, supplies, equipment. Now, our revenue does not necessarily increase in the same proportion. Right now, I understand that the sales tax from automobile sales is down a little bit this year. Well, I would hope that that would increase gradually, and it has over time. But there is no guarantee. And so we have to make provision as much as we can to anticipate future obligations and problems. This will be something I feel that will not adversely affect anybody, any taxpayer, but it will be of great benefit ultimately in the operation of the city.
See, if you may be able to answer this, 8.75, how does that compare to other municipalities as far
It's
as?
the same thing as Carbondale.
Same as Carbondale?
Carbondale's currently 8.75.
Is anybody higher than us besides, I think, what Benton just went up or about to go up maybe? What's Frankfurt or how does that compare? Are we at the top, the middle, the bottom?
I looked at Mount Vernon, they're, well, maybe, what, 8.25, 8.5,
So they're just slightly lower than we are?
Slightly lower, so.
But do they have the penny county tax in theirs?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think.
Effectively, we're lower than
That,
anybody.
yes.
That's what,
The effective tax for the benefit of the city, yes.
we're lower than anybody that I know of as
Yes.
far as the city tax rate. The penny
Yeah.
goes to the county schools.
Absolutely. That's right. That's correct.
Our city tax is still lower than anybody if we
Yes.
raise
Yeah.
it as a quarter.
So once again, the council is protecting the taxpayers of the city of Marion.
You got it.
We're doing the best that can be done. Now,
Do you want to do this as separate ordinances?
yes,
Okay, I make a motion to accept ordinance 3674.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
Call roll.
Commissioner Vanella?
Yay.
Commissioner Hightower?
No.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Butler?
Yay.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 3675.
I'll second it.
Second, call roll.
Commissioner Vanella?
Yay.
Commissioner Hightower?
No.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Butler?
Yay. Have one question for you, Angelo. Did you vote for the increase in the wages for all the city employees?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where the money is going to come from to pay that?
Let me tell you part of my rationale for this no vote.
No, just answer my question.
No, I'm answering. It's going to be kind of a roundabout answer. If you recall, we had an as-of-our solutions that came that was going to give us an opportunity to procure like perhaps hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, of revenue that wasn't going to cost the city anything. I made the motion, couldn't even get a second on the vote. So if we're not going to be serious about, getting new revenue without calling any strain on it.
Number
No, wait a
one,
minute, wait a
hang
minute.
on, let me address that. Number one, you don't know that there was any
They had a pretty
revenue
good
out there
track
with that.
record.
But I don't care. Number two, that was such an ambiguous contract that they put before us to vote on at one viewing. No way I can do that.
It would have been irresponsible to have done that.
And I am not going to sit here as a commissioner and open up our records to somebody that I don't know. And, who was bailing out from them? Somebody big.
Yeah, they were under, had
But-
a lawsuit against.
But anyway, they was so secure, they're coming down here with a thumb drive to get our records and then tell you that they're going to take it and put it in a secure server by itself? Well, Angelo, I was born yesterday, but I wasn't born late yesterday, and I had a problem with that. And some of the ambiguous things that was in that contract, I'm sorry, I just couldn't live with. And when you questioned him, he got confrontational, and if he was so worried about it, why didn't he come back and ask the council to see if they wanted to amend that contract? Where is that guy?
Well, yeah, number one, we had more than one viewing. We had 3 viewings.
Well, it doesn't matter. It was irresponsible for us to undertake to deal with those people. I don't know if anybody on the council had any confidence in them or the way they presented things. Now, you apparently did, and that was your option. But if that was your sole reason for voting for a wage
Not my
increases,
sole reason.
well, okay, do you have any other source of revenue?
I don't think we've been very judicious in our spending, and until we, I
Okay.
think we need to do this on the backs of taxpayers. That's, I don't care.
Do what? Do what?
The bottom line is, we're going to raise taxes again when we're not getting our own fiscal house in order.
Like,
Oh, tell me, why is it not in order? Have we had a balanced budget? Hasn't the audit always shown that we're in good shape? Where are you coming up with this nonsense?
I mean, just because you have extra money doesn't mean it gives us a right to spend frivolously.
Who is spending frivolously? Tell me where one frivolity has occurred.
Well, what we're about to do, for one thing,
What do you mean, what we're about to do? What spending are we about to do?
we're about to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars extra on a South Market project.
Oh,
Sidewalks need to be repaired.
that has nothing to do.
People making less money, they should be, that's a litany of things.
Hey, listen,
Gonna piss away hundreds of thousands.
you're so wrong. What planet are you
We're
from?
going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on the traffic signal preemption that we don't need.
We don't know that.
We probably will, it's going to pay.
Wait a minute.
And that's part of what this increase is.
That's the trouble with some of your statements. You're way off in left field. Now, the South Market project, that's coming out of motor fuel tax and street monies, not from the sales tax. You see, too often, you let your mouth overload your brain, and that's exactly what you've been doing here now. But having said
Am I
that,
not allowed to have an opinion? I mean, I didn't.
sure, you're entitled to have a
Knockdown, drag out.
You're entitled to have opinion even when you're wrong.
Percent is Angelo Hightower. I don't have to agree with Mayor Butler on everything,
did we,
Oh, I hope not.
you
did
know?
we all vote for the referendum on the penny school tax? Did
On
you
the
vote for
penny
that?
school tax.
Sure, the one.
Don't remember
I
that?
don't know, do you have a record of all the votes I took? I mean, you want to
No,
just
I
go through them and I'll explain my rationale?
It's not,
what he
has
asked.
nothing to do with the city, Angelo. This is a referendum the whole county voted on to collect a penny tax for all the schools. I just wondered if you voted for that.
Well, I tell you what, after some of the things that we've done in recent
Hold on,
months,
man, that's-
my votes are going to be a little different. Until we get our fiscal house in order, I'm not voting for a single tax increase. I don't give a damn how small.
You're the only person I know of that
That's the
says,
bottom line.
that says our fiscal house is not in order. I don't know what planet you're from. I know what you're up to.
What's with the insult?
I know what you're up
I mean,
to.
you don't have to talk to me like that.
Are you, did you?
That I'm from.
I am entitled to my opinion as you are.
I mean, we're both for commission, selling the city council. We can talk to each other with civility.
Did we?
I'm not insulting you right now.
I would like to know if you voted for that school referendum penny.
Why don't we just move on? This is just not going anywhere. This is not productive at all. We're wasting their time. We're wasting their time. We just need to move on. Because it's not going to go anywhere. Nobody wins by us bickering like this.
Well,
I mean, a simple no vote can cause this type of dialogue is ridiculous.
I just wanted to be clear on where you were coming from. And you voted for wage increase, and you were depending on something that would never, ever fly.
I value the work of
finances.
our city employees. That's why I voted for the increase.
Hey, we've got the best paid city employees of anybody in southern Illinois. So where do you come off
No, you
saying
didn't
that?
vote for the city or for the police increase.
That's right, that's right.
They've always been the bastard stepchildren in your eyes. That's why. See what I mean? This is not
He's
productive.
telling me what,
City administrator right now is mortified as us acting like ungentlemanlike. We just need to move on.
it's
not going
just a matter of having the record straight, and I want everybody to
I
see
understand
where
that.
you're coming from.
The only thing you were going to hear was a no from me. I mean, that's that.
Oh, now that is real smart.
I mean, I don't cross-examine you when every time you vote for something that I don't agree
I
with.
have never cross-examined you.
I respect your right to have a different opinion than me.
Yeah, I'm glad
And I
you
move
do.
on.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Jeez.
And this is the first time I've ever questioned you, which is, been remiss. I should have called a halt to
We-
your
we-
nonsense
we-
before now. Well, anyhow, did we got a motion made and
We already
second?
voted.
We voted.
They're-
On both of them?
Yes.
We're down to
Okay.
the hubs.
All right, let's go on to the people at the hub. Can you tell us?
The library.
Actually, this is
the last
council approval for, these are 2 replacement positions for the Marion Carnegie Library. The reason we're bringing them up under this meeting is we are trying to be prudent in saving our city dollars, and these 2 people will replace current librarians that are doing overtime because we have 2 vacant positions. Lindsay Clark is coordinator of business services, will also be learning tech services at $15 an hour. And Danielle Cornelius is a librarian 1, which will be in circulation at $11 per hour. And they have interviewed, passed our, all of our requirements for employment.
Okay, now,
council approval.
these are replacement,
Yes, we have
Not
2
new
vacancies.
positions.
We have 2 vacancies in the library.
okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Vanilla?
Yay.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Butler?
Yay. Okay,
Up on this one.
what do you say, sir?
This, the sewer mains, we've had a recent issue with the sewer mains at Paradise Alley from Tower Square to Liberty Street that needs to be replaced. It's of an emergent nature, and we wanted to get going on this so they can start ordering the parts and the things they need to fix it. So it's, my motion is to approve that for $29,540.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Vanilla?
Yay.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Butler?
Yay. Need to call your attention to the notice of special meeting for the city council, 8:30 Saturday, March the 25th, for the purpose of discussing, considering a budget for the year 2017, 2018. I look forward to meeting with all of you.
We can hardly wait. It'll be here all day.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Be here all day long, Anthony. 9 to 9.
You supplying the breakfast, Gil?
Sure.
Donuts and cookies.
Okay.
Same thing every
Is that
year.
a compliment?
All right.
No, same thing every year.
I think-
Donuts
There
and
you
cookies.
go. That's what we need, some
I
help.
think a motion is in order.
I'd like to make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Vanilla?
Yay.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
And Mayor Butler?
Yay.
And it's been